Today we're going to be installing a lift kit on our 1979 Chevy Suburban K20. Now as it sits, the Suburban already has about 4 inches of lift. I bought it like that. But the problem is it's a block lift. So in the back, there's huge like 4-inch blocks below the leaf spring. And then on the front, there's some kind of lift spring with about a 1.5-inch block. We're going to install Rough Country's 2-inch lift kit. It's full leaf packs, no blocks, and we got 4 brand new shocks to throw on. Now it's probably going to bring the ride height down a little bit, but we'll still be able to clear our 33-inch BFGs, no problem. Let's check it out. Right now we're testing the old setup, which is about 4 inches total of lift, most of which is coming from lift blocks. And we got a blown out shock, and it makes for quite a bumpy ride. Just to give you guys an idea how bumpy it is, I got a camera pointing at my stabilizer, just so you can see how much that thing is bouncing up and down. Granted, this road is really bad. This road is really bad, but even little bumps in this Suburban, man, it's bumpy. So I'm hoping this new lift kit, new shocks, will solve this problem. Once we get it installed, we're gonna drive it on this same road with the same setup, see what it does. We're gonna start out back, get to this point, chalk the front wheels, and then you wanna somehow lift the truck up from the frame because you want the axle to be able to droop and be free. I just used the rear hitch cross member, and then I had to take my wheels off first. That way I could drop it low enough for my jack stands to reach the frame. So now the truck is supported and the axle's free. Next, we'll remove both rear shocks and check that out. 7/8 nut and bolt. 3/4-inch nut up top. We're ready to take off these U-bolts which mount the axle to the leaf spring, and this is the only thing holding the axle up at this point, so I did slide the floor jack underneath and put some blocks down and then just jacked up on the axle a little bit, and then we got some 15/16 nuts on the U-bolts. Real quick, gonna do the same exact thing, passenger side, already got the shock out, and then the U-bolts. Now we'll let the axle down onto our blocks, and we'll see if it separates from the leaf spring. Come on now. Fight with this side real quick. We can unbolt the leaf springs now. On this side only, there's this protrusion here for the spare tire, and you can't exactly get on this bolt. So I'm gonna take the front one out first, and then hopefully I can just kind of lean that front and get a socket on there. Reach in with a wrench up here. Then we got a 13/16. Yay, that's probably seized. I don't think I want to mess with a seized bolt right now. Let me try this real quick before I resort to cutting. Remove spring. Spring shocks out on both sides, so we would now be ready to throw in our new stuff. But real quick, gonna give the underside and the frame and the axle a quick spray bomb. Gonna be using old wheelbarrow paint. It's been a while. This stuff works great. Got the frame cleaned up, looks good. We're now ready for reassembly. All right, yeah, get this thing in here. And then I got our hardware coated with anti-seize. There wasn't any new hardware with the kit, so don't want it rusting. Come on now. There it went. Now we'll have to see how close this is to lining up. Actually, that is gonna line up, but I was gonna say, this bolt did seize up on this shackle, so I actually had to use the ratchet on the bolt here in the back and actually turn the whole thing with the bolt. Anti-seize. Passenger side is in. Now we'll get a little bit of tension on the axle, jack it up a little bit, see if we can get those center pins to drop in. This side is really close to lining up. I think it will right there. There it went. It caught it a little bit. I'm gonna get the U-bolt started on this side now that that's lined up. I'm gonna reuse the top plate, but we actually do get new U-bolts and nuts with the kit. A little tight. There we go. So this side's pretty far off. Can motivate it. I think that'll line up. Run these on manually for a little bit just to make sure they're good to go. Then we use the impact, snug everything up, and then make sure the center pin on the leaf spring goes into the hole on the axle perch. Stud's getting a little long. This part's always a little tricky. Oh, we're a little too far front. There it went. Finally. Now that these studs are too long to get on with the socket, we'll have to trim them down a little bit here. Now we got all of our bolts started. What we do now is we're gonna jack it up by the axle. That way we have some weight on the suspension, and we'll go till we're off the frame here. Right there. See? Off the frame. Now we can start torquing some stuff down. First, we got the U-bolts. And per the Haynes manual, 140 foot-pounds. The spring eye bolts will get to 90 foot-pounds, but we'll snug them down with the gun first. I didn't directly say it, but you want to torque all your suspension components with weight on it as if it were sitting on the ground with wheels and tires mounted. That way, you're tightening everything where it's going to be when it's rolling down the road, not just dangling in the air. Now this one's going to be interesting because we can't really rock it forward now. I think I'm going to end up doing that one little turn at a time. Alright, I tightened that with all of my might with a wrench, so hopefully it's good. It ought to be. Here's the rear shock with Das Boot. Compress the shock, get the bolt ready, and transfer on my glove. Yep. There is a torque spec for these, but I feel like it's more of a dork spec with shocks. And then the top, we'll just do one of these. That wraps up the install on the rear. Gonna throw the wheels and tires back on real quick. See how it's looking. See how that ride height is. Okay. It is squatting. All right. I don't think I'm gonna comment yet until the front's done. Yeah. Let's move up front. In the front, exact same idea as the back. Wheels and tires are off. We got the frame supported, so the suspension is dangling. Only difference is on the front, we're gonna do one side at a time, and I think it'll be easier. We'll start here on the passenger side, starting with getting this shock off. Now, it's gonna be interesting. There is a nut on the inside of the frame that we have to get to, but there's not much access. So I got the wrench holding this, hopefully, and I'm gonna see if I can see a way to get at that. We'll try it. Going under. Got a swivel with an extension. I can see it up there. It's just getting to it is the problem. There. Yes. At least the bottom one's easy. Come on out here. Next up, U-bolts. I think I can get on these two front with the gun. Then again, maybe not. Oh yeah, hold up. Now we continue. There ain't really a way around it. We're doing these ones by hand. It's okay, they're not that long. Hello? Forgot there's a stupid bar thing below the axle. It looks aftermarket, some kind of stabilizer. Now we'll lower this side of the axle just off the leaf spring, like that. That spacer out, and we might end up putting this on the back. So we'll hang on to that. Move our front mounting bolt. Hopefully not seized, probably seized. Very seized. Very seized. Yay. I reckon we'll try the back one. Yay! Also seized. This is about to get fun. Got the three main food groups here. I'm gonna try to break it loose for a little bit. If it fights me too much, I'm just gonna cut them. Then I'm gonna have to make a hardware run. Attempt 1. Brute force. Not promising. Come on, Blue. I'm cutting it. That blade's about shot. That sucked. Hold still. I have a bet. Every single one is going to do this. Isn't that great? A lot of cutting later. Get out of here. Leaf springs out. I got everything painted up. So we are ready to reassemble this side. I'm a mess. And we need some hardware. So I'm gonna make a run, but it'll probably be dark by the time I get back. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Good morning. My plan was to go to the hardware store, but it is Easter Sunday, so they were all closed. But we had a stroke of good luck, and the parts store actually had some hardware. on a little spinny rack. Was able to find what I needed. I was out here messing around. So I got the front mounted up here on the leaf spring, and that is gonna work just fine. So we're gonna continue with installation here on the right side. And luckily this rear shackle is pretty flexible. I can actually move it. Yeah. Snugged them down a little bit. Now we can do some U-bolts. Now just on the passenger side, you have one U-bolt that's longer, and that is because the longer one goes here right beside the axle housing, kind of slips up like that. Put some tension on the axle here, get it up to the leaf spring. I jacked up this side until the suspension was completely compressed, and as you can see, we're off of the frame now. So we can now torque everything down. I trimmed all the studs on here on the U-bolts like I did in the back. Torque these to 150 foot-pounds. Front spring bolt gets 90 foot-pounds, and then the rear eye bolt gets torqued to 50 foot-pounds. Leaf spring is now fully installed. Now we'll try and reinstall this shock. Hopefully be able to get that bolt started at the top. Gonna mount up the bottom first, and then we'll see about getting that bolt and nut started on the inside of the frame. That's all we really want.
Why don't we just weld the shock on?
Now there's an idea. Thanks, brother.
Brother.
John just saved me about 30 minutes of frustration, so thanks, bud. This side is completely wrapped up now, torqued down. I switched the jack over to the driver's side. Gonna start tearing all this down, get the shock out, get the U-bolts out, and then we'll see what happens with these spring bolts. Seized up as suspected, but I think I'll have a little bit easier of a time this time around. I got some of these Sawzall blades right here, 15 bucks a pop. They're for thick metal, and I was eating through like 3 of these just to cut one bolt. Wow, that was much better. We're ready for reassembly on this side. Just gonna do my spray bomb real quick on the frame and the rest of the axle. Got everything painted up on this side. Looks real nice. And I also threw on some new black shock boots to kind of match everything else. They were red and faded and whatever. Now, I done messed up. Let me show you. So on these front leaf springs, you have to press in your own bushings. And I don't know how. Maybe I do, but I boogered these up pretty bad. I was trying to use my press back there and it didn't go well. No one has these around here locally. I had to order some in. They'll be here tomorrow, and then we can finish up this lift kit. Well, that ended up taking 2 days, but here we are. We got parts. We got the full set for both sides, so I can mess up one time. I was able to salvage the bushings from the rough country kit, so I just needed a new sleeve to press in there. And I just hammered that right in. Let's see if we can get these new ones in without screwing it up. Ooh, that's a nice fit. Why'd I even bother with the press? I don't know. We're good. Continue with install. Quick snug this hardware down as far as I can before the socket bottoms out. Now I lifted the jack again and just made sure that when I was jacking it up, the leaf spring center pin went into the perch. So you can see it's nice and flush there, no gap, and we're off the frame. So the suspension is completely compressed again. Torque the U-bolts. And then again, we're coming to 90 foot-pounds up front and then 50 foot-pounds out back. Lastly, we'll throw in the shock, which is luckily a whole lot easier to get to on this driver's side for this top one. I can actually just reach my hand right up there. All right, let's throw this other wheel on here, see what we got ourselves into. Courtney's here for the grand reveal. Coming down. I like it. That was close. Very close, but it works. It kind of looks like the back is a little bit lower, but it really isn't. Bottom of the rocker to the ground, it's like 20 and a half. Bottom of the rocker to the ground, same measurement, 20 and a half. Maybe a little bit more. 20 3/4. Then you come over here, top of the tire to the trim, 6.5. Come to the front, 7.5, 7 3/4. So almost an inch more fender gap, which is why it looks like it's squatting. So I might do a 1-inch spacer in the back to kind of level that out, at least to the eye. I don't think I want to use these. That center pin there looks a little bent. See that? Now let's talk about it. Let's be real for a second. Had a 4-inch lift on it, which on a square body, you can clear 35-inch tires. And I didn't buy 33s on accident or anything. That was always the goal, was 33s and a 2-inch lift. Simply because I'm not trying to build an off-road rig here. This is for family road trips, a lot of highway miles, you know, some dirt roads or whatever. Gotta look the part of a K20, but 33-inch tires was the biggest I wanted to go, just for road manners, things of that nature. So, I liked the 4-inch lift. I did. That's not to say I don't like how this looks, because now with the 2-inch lift, I feel like the 33s fill up the fender wells a whole lot better, and it actually makes it look more aggressive, in my opinion. I just need that 1-inch spacer in the back, and I think I'll be really happy with it. But I think the most important question here is, did we improve ride quality? Let's find out. All right, same road, same cameras, new suspension setup, and so far it is worlds better. Completely different, so much better. I haven't flown out of my seat yet, and even on the stabilizer you can tell it's not moving near as much as it was before with that old setup. A lot of that probably had to do with the shocks. I'm sure that block lift wasn't helping either, but I'd say we have the suspension pretty much sorted. Now back to the shop, I actually went ahead and added the block to the leaf springs, so it looks a whole lot better now. We'll go check it out. It was really bothering me how much squat we had left on the Suburban when we were done with it. So I tried the 1-inch blocks that came off of the front first, and that still wasn't high enough, so I got 2-inch blocks in there, and I had to get new U-bolts too, since I cut the other ones. Got them all installed now. It looks much better. Looks right. It got rid of the illusion that it's squatting. Honestly, gave it a little bit of rake too, which I prefer. Rake over anything. So it looks right. It's a little disappointing that I had to add new parts to a brand new lift kit to make it look right, but I guess that's how it goes. Now we have about 4 inches in the back, 2 inches in the front. Next up for the Suburban, we're doing some modifications to make it a better tow rig. Things like airbags, we gotta do trailer wiring, brake controller, and we're gonna throw in a temp sensor on that transmission. So stick around for that. Also, more C10 and CJ videos coming real soon. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you got some use out of it. Take it easy. I'll see you in the next one.